Hey, this is Dr. B, and let's have a look at medicinal chemistry. We'll be approaching this from an introductory college level. This material was chosen for a HLIB course, meaning a higher level International Baccalaureate Chemistry course. Here's the things we will be looking at: how medicines interact with the human body, and a little bit of history. Two test cases, aspirin and penicillin. We'll look at the opiates. That, I believe, is heroin right there. How drugs can act with your stomach. These will be the dyspeptics. I'll look at antivirals as well as antiretrovirals. How we can properly dispose of drugs and all the materials that used to create them. We'll also have a look at antibiotics and how they are becoming an issue. We'll deal with that last, by the way. We'll have a good look at Taxol, otherwise known as paclitaxel. Nuclear medicine, a very important technique for cancer treatment, and the drug-making process overall. Let's take a look at the history and the delivery methods first. Historically, if you go before 1900, or way before, drugs had a natural origin. They were from natural products. They might be taken as purified natural products, meaning one substance, or from the entire plant, say, that it was derived from. Most drugs, however, are now synthetic in nature. They are man-made. They may not derive from a natural source. We will use the terms drugs and medicines more or less interchangeably, but we will recognize, in accordance with common usage, that the term drugs may not mean that it's of a therapeutic use. It may be, for example, recreational. It's interesting to note, if you look at these graphs, that the vast majority of drugs are orally delivered through the mouth. Also, it's important to note that in terms of a new drug versus a generic drug, there's a big difference. If you are lucky enough to have created and gotten it approved, a new drug, not an easy process, you better patent it. And if you do so, you are entitled to protection for 17 and a half years, at which point, beyond that, the drug will go generic and typically the prices will go way down. Let's have a look at some delivery methods. As stated before, most drugs are pills and they're delivered orally. It could also be delivered by inhalation through the mouth, which is fairly rare. Powders, liquid sprays, for example. You may want to deliver it through the nose. This is nasal delivery. A lot of nasal treatments are delivered this way. You could go through the eye. That's ocular. The ear. That's otic. The skin in general, topical or transdermal, depending on how deeply you're going. Creams and lotions are common for this. Oftentimes these are a great method for delivery over time. Rectal and vaginal may be used, or through the skin parenterally, and there's several types. This is like needles. If you want to go all the way down to the muscle, that's intramuscular. If you're going through the skin all the way down to the subcutaneous layer, that's subcutaneous. Most common, perhaps, is right into a vein, that's intravenous. Or you may want to just pop it under the skin, that's just intradermal. This is an introduction to medicines.